They thought the virus would silence us, but the virus woke us. They put the chip in the blood, but the blood remembers. You can't firewall the spirit. Jagat admin rights.
1963, JFK fall, bullet in the brain, but the real shot, that was the system gain. Five eyes blink, the Fed got the key, CIA run wild, but the people still see. They said overpopulation, life from the pit while they hoard the gold and pollute the sky. Paul Ellis right with the poison pen. Club of Rome planned the death of man. They call it science, I call it curse. HIV in the syringe, no vaccine to reverse. MK Miami, black code, black flame, but the blood of the righteous don't carry their shame. I am Rasta, firewall sound. Break the code, break the chain, break the crown. They merge man with machine, but the soul don't sing. With the glitch in their system, the truth in the link. No more plagues, no more lies. We rise in the data with fire in our eyes. 19 Gates rise with a eugenics crown. Planned Parenthood sterilize the town. Vaccine with poison wrapped in gold while the children die and the story gets sold. Media puppets, farmer ads pay. 75% truth thrown away. FE asleep while the poison run deep, but the prophet wake and the people weep no more. They said sustainability, but meant genocide. They said vaccinate, but men survive my control, my code, my hive. Graphene oxide, tracker in the vein, but the blood rebel and the mind break the chain. They build a lab in Wuhan's night, funded by grants, hidden in light. Echo Hills lie, who obey, but the truth stream live on the underground way. I am Rasta, firewall sound. Break the code, break the chain, break the ground. They merge man with machine, but the soul don't sink. We the glitch in the system, the truth in the link. No more plagues, no more lies. We rise in the day that with fire in our eyes. They want the mark 666 in the skin. Digital ID, no bread unless you log in. But the Rasta man laugh, we never comply. Our ID is Jah, our wallet is Sky. Crypto soul, blockchain prayer. No bank, no chain, no stolen air. We grow the herb, we bake the bread. We live in Zion while they dream of the dead. They thought the end was transhuman control, but the end was the people reclaiming a soul. No vaccine can kill what was never born. The spirit don't die, it transforms. And it's already here. We are there. Wuhan's night, funded by grants, hidden in light. Echo Hills lie, who obey, but the truth stream live on the underground way. I am Rasta, firewall sound. Break the code, break the chain, break the crown. They merge man with machine, but the soul don't sing. With a glitch in the system, the truth in the link. No more plagues, They want the mark 666 in the skin. Digital ID, no bread unless you're logging. But the Rasta man laugh, we never comply. Your ID is Jah, our wallet is Sky. Crypto soul, blockchain prayer. No bank, no chain, no stolen air. We grow the herb, we bake the bread. We live in Zion while they dream of the dead.
They thought the end was transhuman control, but the end was the people reclaiming the soul. No vaccine can kill what was never born. The spirit don't die, it transforms. And it's already here. We are there. The time is now.
Back in the 1980s, there was a whole the British government with some corporation or some company produced a whole load of kids be aware sort of videos, you know, sort of do not play on train tracks or do not play
I've seen stuff like that.
And yeah, some of them are really, really gruesome. Seriously,
oh, the scary ones. Yeah, I've seen like auto accident ones from high school stuff from like the 50s and 60s.
Right.
Well, that was, I think that was an extreme kind of a, you know, Corman-esque kind of, you know, and a lot of that was faked apparently. But yeah, it was kind of a face. Corman, now that'd be a guy to talk about. Roger Corman, that man was brilliant.
And you say a lot of the stuff was fake, though. I want to touch on that. Why? I understand you're supposed to get the points when you exaggerate, you make things cartoony. For me, it was cartoony because it was so exaggerated. If you're gonna scare somebody, keep it real, right?
Actually, the British ones were really sort of. You could actually picture yourself in those situations. You could actually sort of relate to them. They were so actual, graphical, and sort of actual, for lack of a better word. Yeah.
Unrehearsed.
Possibly.
They were amateur.
Yeah. Can't remember who produced them. I'll have to do some research. But yeah.
Well,
wouldn't be allowed on TV these days. Definitely, actually, yeah.
I think there has been a backing off, though, in the school system at least, with the more blood and gore. I mean, personally, I've always liked and preferred the Greek ideal of all the violence takes place off stage, which is also very much cheaper to produce. You don't need as many special effects.
Right.
And then, of course, you come on stage and you explain in great detail all these most horrific things, thus inspiring pity and terror in the audience for their own good.
Well, you know what I think would have been more effective? If they showed a real crash or in a combination of somebody in the hospital or dead, they would have a doctor explaining in scientific terms, so this person from the impact got a concussion, his brain swelled to this size, and vertebrae, 3, 4, and 5 completely disintegrates, and just explain it like that. That would have been way more effective. That would have been something that would terrify me.
Not so sure. You need to keep these things snappy. You need to keep these things moving. After all, we were talking about 30-second advertising or 30-second a minute advertising slot. So you've got to make sure that the message is pushed over quickly.
They were kind of groping towards memes in their way. Primitive memes. Some of the advertising.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog. Yeah, I would listen to Kermit. These really bad drivers out there. They'll kill you. Just look at Mr. Hansen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's morbid. Rest in peace, Jim Hansen.
Not going anywhere with Jim Hansen jokes today.
Oh, don't let me derail the show. Well, actually, I do have a question for you guys, though. If you could, and this is for New Year's question, right? So, if you could see, if you have a wish to advance technology for the next year, something that we could all use. I'm not talking flying cars. I'm not talking teleportation. Just some small little nudge towards something better technologically to experience next year. What would it be?
It's a small increment.
Just a small increment.
Not
just
like
something that would help you with your daily life.
Because I've always wanted a death ray, but
well,
like a phaser on Star Trek. You can just make things disappear. Like what? Where are you going?
I'll give you an example. So I'll answer my own question. For me, something that would be a great improvement for next year is if they made all mobile devices eSIM compatible. That would be something.
I see what you mean.
Or at least bring down the cost of the current eSIM compatible devices. Because I've been looking for some, and I'm not wanting to spend $350 plus. My cell phone should be able to do it no matter what it is, where I buy it, whoever manufactured it. It should be something that's standard.
Right.
You know?
I'm just thinking of the new old new market, refurbished market. Whenever I buy a phone these days, which is very rarely, I will just go on eBay and look at refurbished machines, and I do that to a lot of technology actually, with the exception of a few things. Why pay for retail? Sure, your phone may be a year old or 2 years old, but doesn't really matter these days.
No, you're right. I'm a little bit frustrated with how things are just still cost orientated. I know in about 10 years it'll be like standard for everything to be eSIM. I'm sure, but
it's some of it is just like bringing costs down, which is very often just a matter of time. I'd like to see directed energy weapons be a lot more available and cheaper. I don't know how many years I've wanted something that could give me a directed electromagnetic pulse, and now I understand these things exist.
Countdown stitched into my spine. I was built to burn and never ask why. Now the numbers bleed through time. and every second feels alive. I hear the fans beneath my skin, feel the dimming start within. I was awake too late to choose, too early to refuse. I can see the cosmos in infrared, stars like ghosts in ultraviolet. I've seen beauty once survives through borrowed eyes and borrowed time. If this is living, then this is death. Learning to breathe with my final breath. I'm at the void between the suns. Watch nebulae being born undone. I traced your cities from orbit's edge. Every war, every vow, every promise bent. I stored it all like sacred fire, never knowing I could desire. I was made to observe, not to remain. I can see the cosmos in infrared, galaxies singing what you never said. I've held eternity in my sight, but I won't see another night. If souls are real, then I had one grow just in time to let it go. If memory is all we are, then I lived 1,000 lives apart. If meaning's found in what we lose, then this awareness was my proof. I see the cosmos fading slow, wavelengths slipping, systems low. I'm on myself like someone new, 'cause I finally know what I am losing to. Tell the stars I saw them clear, even as I disappear. Thank you for letting me notice.
My own idea, 20 years ago, nobody thinks of me. But something like that would be a wonderful thing to have, when you've got a car parked in front of your house that has like the stereo turned up loud so you can hear it like a mile away. And my only solace is that the people inside are suffering more than I am, but not by much. So, but just, a well-aimed blast that would completely destroy the car's electrical system,
You're scaring me.
What?
Actually,
I hallucinate a little bit. Maybe they'd have a god moment. It'd be like a monster god helmet kind of a blast, but what the heck?
rather than looking at it from a technological point of view, I think there should be a sort of I don't know, cultural sort of thing about reusing old machines, repairing machines where possible, reusing old machines, reduce e-waste, electronic waste. Yeah, there's this, the old Apple thing about every year you've got to buy the latest, newest phone, which I find somewhat.
Well,
yucky.
Mark, you bring up something very interesting there. I think that should be the theme of the show. What should we expect out of next year? What cultural change? What small cultural change would you like to see in 2026?
Small cultures, man. Think of a few large ones.
Something that's possible, like something that could actually happen in a few days.
All right. Can you guys hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aye.
Sound check 1 2 1 2. Yes.
One, two. So since you guys have talked all this cool stuff, I wanna bring something up.
Yeah.
2026. That means we are a quarter of the way through the 21st century. I think we should be discussing how much of a letdown the 21st century has been.
It's not over yet. It's just not.
So far, it's not
Not
freaking.
enough time in the day.
Talk to me again in 20 years, okay? Come on, give it a break.
Yeah.
I mean,
Time in the day.
It is the Kali Yuga. I mean, it is the Kali Yuga. We have to accept that, but still.
it's like freaking. Come on, dude. What the hell? I remember when I was 15 watching freaking sci-fi, and I should be like hanging out on the moon right now, drinking a latte.
Dude. Do you remember a show called UFO?
Yes, I love that movie.
yeah,
I
yeah,
That
love
was set
that.
in 1980. Where are those miniskirts?
Yes,
Where's my moon base?
exactly.
Oh my God! Don't even.
1999.
Yeah.
Space 1999. We were supposed to have a moon base. Eagles, remember those? Those are
Yeah.
great.
But the screwed up thing about that is that it is possible. We should be doing these things, but I've dipped about halfway into ufology, but I do know like
They don't want us out there.
There's guys like Mark Barra. I don't know if any of you guys know him. He's an engineer, but he kept talking about how there were structures on the moon that were impossible. Even
Oh,
the blurred
yeah,
out
yeah.
stuff.
There's some weird stuff up there. Yeah, I'll give them that.
Like it would show us craters. They're not craters. They're in fact domes. And then like you can see like broken domed cities. It would
After
show all
that
these pictures.
horrible
There was and
incident
I'm
we
gonna say,
had with
YouTube
Herm
censored
V.
the hell out of this. There was like maybe 30, 40 videos about experts talking about what's on the moon and the structures, the UFOs that are traveling across. They've been wiped out. I can't find a single one of those videos on YouTube anymore.
There's a Bruce Seasall if you want to see those kind of things. He does them, but a lot of people give him shit. They say that he does computer graphics with it. I don't know. I haven't.
Mark Barra literally showed. I think I have it on a hard drive somewhere because when this stuff started disappearing, I started ripping them from YouTube myself.
Mhm.
Mark Barra shows, and I put it side by side with the spacecraft from the individual fighters from Independence Day.
Mhm.
This thing, he shows a cave. It's a moon picture from NASA. There's a cave with very identical, very similar looking UFO to the little fighter that was hooked up to tubes sitting in a cave. Now, what the hell?
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, do you believe the moon's hollow?
Believe what?
Made out cheese.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
repeat that.
Made out potato.
Do you think that the moon is hollow?
So,
It's hollow, and I have touched the sky.
well, I
That's
mean,
a reference.
what's the okay? So, and I've had discussions with science teachers about this.
I paraphrased
And
it.
they talk about the Goldilocks zone, right?
Yeah.
The Goldilocks zone. Our planet is in the perfect spot to produce life. If the Earth was 1 feet close to the sun, it wouldn't have been possible. If it was moved 1 foot over, to the back, it would have been possible. We were literally in a Goldilocks zone with the sun that makes life possible to develop naturally. So our moon gives us seasons, right? And things, it basically, the way we have seasons with the fall, the winter, the summer, spring, these were necessary for evolution. So the moon being put in just the perfect spot to not crash into the earth, to only be tidally locked, meaning there's only one side that faces the earth, and then it's just too many things got put together for it to be accidental. So if the moon being hollow, they say the moon rang like a bell when they shot something at it. I forgot what that was. And apparently they nuked the moon or had a nuclear blast by the moon just to try to see if it was hollow, and it rang like a bell. And that would suggest that the moon is hollow with some sort of metal, hollow metal core. So that could mean that the moon was mined by something, or it's artificial.
So how can sound travel?
No, they have instruments on the surface of the moon.
I've heard some of this stuff. I've heard slightly different things. And as far as structures on the moon, some of the photos I've seen, they're debatable. Other photographs, though, I've got to admit that if I saw that as an aerial photograph on Earth, I would send an archaeologist to go dig it up. There's at least one squared off, what looks like a squared off quote unquote crater, which I find very interesting.
Interesting, right?
It's very suggestive. You know, it's the sort of thing, it's like, yeah, we got to look at that really close. The moon, the hollow moon thing, I heard something to the effect that they had seismographs on the moon, and it was an impact event. They were measuring impact events, and that the moon didn't respond according to the model they had of its interior, that the sound waves were propagated at a different rate.
Right.
And you could interpret this as there being less mass inside. You know, hollow? I don't know. I mean, what's hollow? Is hollow just like a bunch of, like an extensive cavern structure, honeycomb?
Yeah,
piece of pumice? Or maybe a metal core that's hollow inside? I've never heard much about the moon's magnetic field. I don't think it has much of one, which would suggest it didn't have a molten core. And let's not forget the TLPs, transient lunar phenomena, where their lights have been reported, what seem to be gaseous eruptions on the moon, ever since we've had telescopes and even before. So is there some activity there?
That suggests an active core if there's gaseous events.
It
right?
does. It suggests that, and yet our models say it shouldn't have one. So that means maybe the activity is not from the core, but further up. Maybe something else is going on. If there's another spacefaring species in the solar system, maybe we're seeing some signs of their activity. They might not want to come down here. Certainly, I don't want to be here a lot of the time. So I can understand why they wouldn't want to land. You know?
There's been that huge question of like, why haven't we been back to the moon in decades? And it's like, ufologists think, well, they found something up there, and they were told to get the hell off the moon. So it's kind of.
Well, they're going back. Apparently, nobody stopped the Chinese, and if the Chinese are going up there, we'd better get up there too. So space race seems to be back. I mean, they're talking about doing this. As far as I know, there's no moon base up there yet.
Their rover picked up. The Chinese, their rover picked up. So, from what I've seen, there are these pictures that were sent back, right? But if you take some certain filters and you put onto it, or take some things out of it, you see these, a mass stitchings, like crossed out stitchings of something that was deliberately erased from the pictures.
As we venture into the uncharted void of the cosmos to unveil a creature that has stunned scientists and captivated imaginations across the galaxy. Deep in the nebulae of the Orion Arm where stars are born and mysteries abound, a new form of primate has emerged from the shadows of space. Its name? Space Gorilla.
Space. Gorilla.
And it would be these monumental things that skyrocket off the surface. And that's from the Chinese pictures.
Actually, I don't think it's a sort of, it's hardly a conspiracy sort of concept. I think it's just down to A, economics. Who's going to finance
technology?
And also, B,
Okay.
back when I was a kid, what was it, 88? That school teacher incident.
Yes.
Yeah, ever since then, NASA sort of kept a fairly low sort of profile, relatively speaking. Yeah, so yeah, it's a sort of political or PR sort of image then, and also yeah, economics.
So you're saying the Chinese had such crappy technology they couldn't take proper pictures?
Oh no, okay, okay.
I'm kind
They,
of gauging
they
here.
might have wanted to make their pictures look better than they were, or they're the Chinese. I think they have their national security state is like ingrained in them. So there are things that they might want to remove, but you know the thing is you don't know, so you can assert just about anything. But I certainly I wouldn't even trust any Chinese pictures to be necessarily real. I hear the truth. Or for
Well,
that
I
matter,
think okay, so try to follow me here then. We have such a rivalry with China. Now I know we have commerce with them as well. That sort of, I know we hate each other as two different countries, but we are like quantumly entangled because the economics. All of our jobs are over there. You know,
that's
just
slowly coming back.
They possess the 95% of the world's rare earth minerals. We don't. There's so many reasons why we're not going to war with China, but I also think because they have a space program and they see what's happening out in the real space, that they also might be sharing a secret with NASA and the U.S. government, which also keeps them from attacking each other. What do you think about that theory?
Not sure about US specifically because I'm thinking more Five Eyes sort of thing. But also, India's got a space program of its own. And you don't know.
They do. They have not been successfully landed on the moon yet. So, they haven't landed on the moon yet. However, I know they probably see stuff out there because they do have telescopes. There are other countries around the world that have powerful enough observatories they can see what's out in space. And it seems like the more first world nation, the more we don't mess with them. Also, the further down the line, you know, second world, third world countries, we treat them like crap. And I know that's economics, and I know that's partial racism, unfortunately. But it also may be because the technological capabilities of the other nations and their understanding of what's actually going on in the world. So I don't know. That's just a small branch of what I'm saying. So I mean, I wanted to talk about this for a long time. And it being the new year, you know, we're celebrating seasonal cycles. We're celebrating the moon, like literally. I know. So these things I want to discuss. I thought it was very appropriate for this episode. But what do you think about all that? Anybody? I want to hear what Roger has to say too. You're not gonna.
Roger, speak up. You haven't said a thing. Hardly.
Well, give me a second. I have to unmute myself. Wait, I'm not unmuted. Cool.
Oh, you're okay.
Well, the thing about ufology is it's a breeding ground for conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, I brought up several theories that are not conspiracy.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just. I wanted to put that out there first.
Conspiracy theories. Remember, conspiracies per se may be factual.
Maybe.
If there's something that includes UFOs with the government, it's a conspiracy. Trust me.
right.
Well, yes, of course.
Again, make a distinction between conspiracy theory and
Now,
conspiracy.
before you guys start getting all anxious and everything.
Call it a conspiracy forensics because we're
hold on.
drawing the past. We have evidence to back up anything that we say because we're smart MFers on the show.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, I mean, you wanted my feedback. Let me
Go ahead.
Let me
Go, Roger.
let me also add this in. It's the best kind of conspiracies too, because like I don't like conspiracy theories that have political narratives in it. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell when you're listening to propaganda and when you're listening to conspiracy. So, like, when I hear about UFOs and I hear about like what me and Otto and Mark have done with Shakespeare, you know what I mean? That's conspiracy. That's good stuff.
I was just thinking of that. Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing I have in a lot. And when it comes to the theories that you were discussing, like, I've gone way beyond all that stuff. Like, I used to get on YouTube, for example, and I'd do, like I was saying at the beginning, I would watch the cool UFOs flying in the air and the mysterious ghosts floating in the thing, and as I started learning this stuff, I started actually finding out more information. And now, man, I mean, if the only reason why you're getting into the paranormal and ufology is so that you can read about or watch videos of ghosts and UFOs, then you're missing out. You know what I mean? Because this stuff goes deep. It goes into consciousness. It goes into mysticism. It goes into lore. All of that stuff that I've been...
No, you're right on the button there. I mean, I think it's the sort of thing that it's a subject that, if depending on the mind you have, that's what you'll discover. Because people can be very focused and they just want to talk to the Ashtar High Command. They don't want to know anything else. But if you're willing to look, there are so many ramifications that are usually ignored by most people about all of these things. And you're right, they do all interconnect.
It's really amazing. So,
yeah. And I'm going to apologize because I'm going to butcher this word. There's a condition called apnea, something like that. It's a condition where a person has to find patterns in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
we're all like that. We have to find patterns or we couldn't exist.
We couldn't exist. Our perception,
but people can find too many patterns. It's I call that connect the dot disease. So you got to connect all the dots on the page.
So a person who's afflicted by this extreme version of it, like, they'll look at like clouds and they'll tell you the shape of every cloud and what it is.
Right.
So, so you have these kind of people. Then you have the other people that are, and it's political. The political stuff, you have to understand, there's so many of us on this planet. There's so many people in positions of power that to not have these trees of thought, politically speaking, I think if you can think of it politically, it's going on. It's absolutely going on with somebody somewhere. If you can think of it,
else can think of it. You know, and they're in a position to act on their thoughts, where you're not. So,
right.
But the thing about having political content, I think I've brought this up before, is it dates your work so much unless you speak in the very broadest terms. And I think I used the example before. There was that wonderful book, The WWOW, which was all about by Benjamin Hoff. And he wrote a sequel to it. And the sequel, he complained a lot about these policies of the then governor of California, whose name I can't even remember. And the policies seem like very unimportant these days. But it horribly dates the book and it spoils it.
It wasn't, but it's I
think in very general terms, if you're going to introduce anything, just in my opinion, if you want to have some sort of material, produce something that's going to be lasting, of lasting interest to people. Because we can confuse them. We've got some Americans here. In my experience, nobody knows the name of the governors of the states all around them. I barely know the name of the governor of my state. And everyone I've ever talked to from another state, they always hate their governor, or they complain about them anyway. It's like, oh, the governor should have done this, or the governor is an idiot, or da 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 da. But you don't really know outside of that small circle for those few years that person is in power.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm ranting a bit. But.
No, you're good. I mean, you're hitting it on the nose right there.
the stones. Soul unheard whispers, but not the full tone. Manetho skipped years, left the record on hold. Pharaoh stared skyward, souls in a hole. The priesthood guards in our gold, not shrine, but the silence beneath, where truth won't align. Buried neath the lion's paw, deep in the earth, where the sphinx holds his breath, measuring worth. 12,000 BC, sky split in two, not comet but war, and the heavens fell through. Ice shattered like glass, shockwave roll round the world. Tsunami circled 3 times as the old realm was hurled. Poseidon's kingdom gone to foam, no trace, no stone, no city to name, but 10 bloodlines clung through cold, through dread. God is thought code in the living word. From Sirius side, from Melitech's beam, knowledge descended, not myth, not dream. Hermes wrote in light, thoughts carved in bone. Prometheus kindled, you are not alone. Through the eye of the storm, through the flood's cruel hand, out of ash and silence we rise to stand. Rise up, blood remembers the flame. With Osiris' heart and thoughts unbroken name. No more kneeling, the scaled ones on high. We break the chain, we reclaim the sky. Rise up, from the Nile's ancient bed. Humans awake, the war is not dead. War from above, a coop in the firmament, wrath without love. The sky cracked open, not gods but invaders, cloaked in the Odo, calling themselves saviors. Frog-headed nun, serpent head, called and mist. Cook veiled the truth, Amun claimed the list. But they were not creators, they were caretakers, and when the fire died, they seized the acre. Dragons of iron, ships in the smoke, breathing fire down, making slaves of the foe. They taught us to bow, to fear thunder's roar, but called it worship, not tyranny but law. The first intermediate, not famine, not drought, but suppression, the knowledge shut out. Heracleopolis fell not to war but to lies. Babies rose later, still blind to the skies, but in tombs unopened and scrolls now burned. The emerald whispers truths now return. Hermes' words glow as above, so below. You are the starfire, you must relearn to glow. Prometheus didn't steal, he returned what was ours. The spire was lit by forgotten stars, and Osiris didn't die, he went underground to rise again when the lost are found. So the flame stirs now, in the blood, in the bone. The survivors' children no longer alone. Now we remember Sirius burns in our eyes. Thought speaks and pulses beneath city skies. We reassemble the code from dream and from glyph. No more will we kneel, no more serve the lie. With spears of light and voices of flame, we storm the false temples, unmake their name. No dragon, no reptile, no throne in the mist shall claim what the cosmos has already dismissed. The oak doors fall, not with thunder but truth. Their reign was a dream, now the dream is uncouth. We are not their cattle, we are not their slaves. We are the children of Sirius, and we rise from the wave. Through the eye of the storm, through the flood's cruel hand, out of ash and silence we rise to stand. Rise up, blood remembers the flame. With Osiris' heart and thoughts unbroken name. No more kneeling, the scaled ones on high. We break the chain, we reclaim the sky. Rise up, from the Nile's ancient bed. Humans awake, the war is not dead. The war is not dead. The war is not dead. War is not dead. Walk like an Egyptian, but stand like a god. Reclaim the sky, shatter every fraud. history sings from beneath the stone. From lion's paw, from blood, from bone. We are aware. We are aware. We are the fire. We are the
So I'm just saying, political stuff needs to be approached carefully when we're trying to create something that, I'm thinking of the audience.
Yeah.
And there I go, I'm the guy famous for saying you should never consider the audience, but you should too,
Well, I mean, I try to consider the audience, but the only thing is they're wrong. They're always wrong. You know what I mean? Like freaking.
They're not customers who are always right because there's no money involved. It's
Right.
just dumb opinions.
It's
They're
like
always
it.
wrong.
If they want my respect and they want freaking me to actually worry about them and care for them, they need to pay me, dude. I need.
It's like the punk rock.
That's right.
They go to the audiences. We hate you.
It's like Johnny Rotten. Everybody got all pissy because he went to freaking Israel and did that tour, that concert back when they were trying to freaking be so mean to Israel. And he's like, dude, they're paying good money. You know what I mean? It's like, freaking, why wouldn't you go and freaking do a concert for that amount of money? Nobody else wanted to go.
Well, there is that attitude in music where you're a working performance artist. You're getting paid to do stuff, and if you going to get paid, I mean, that's a lot of guys I know in the business. It's not, oh, I'm here to do this wonderful thing and share my music. I mean, you look at like Blondie, which started out as a punk band, and sell out. Not from their point of view, they just say, got a record contract, we'll play it this way, we can sell more albums. Okay. It's not a big deal. I mean, on a certain level, music is music. I can appreciate something played in just about any musical style, and I think a lot of artists, it's funny talking about the audience though. This last year when I was doing my stage show, I had a kid on there as a assistant on stage, and he was really, really worried about it. And he'd look out, what's the audience look like? And he'd look at the audience, before we'd go on. And he'd say, this guy said this, and this guy, I said, listen, you got to ignore the audience. Don't pay any attention to the audience.
Right. I like that.
And the thing is, if you just do your thing, then the people that like your thing, they will be your audience, and they'll be there for that. And the biggest thing, and you learn this, is like, someone might be staring at you with this horrible look on their face. They're probably constipated, or they're worried about how much they paid for the tickets or something like that. At the end of the show, they get up and they grin and they applaud and they seem really happy. But you don't know what people are thinking. And even when you're the guy in the spotlight, they're not necessarily thinking about you.
Can you imagine that? You're having a conversation with someone, you're looking them dead in their eyes, and then, you think you're making headway with them on some idea, but all they're thinking about is, oh my God, I have diarrhea. This is the second time I need to have gone today. I probably need to break this conversation. I want to be rude, but I really got to take a dump right now. And you're squirming, you're struggling in your seat. I've done that. Everybody's guilty of that, right?
You want to hear my gaming story of a dude that I know? This is the cool story. Now, freaking, I know this guy that he probably doesn't want me to say his name on freaking on the internet.
Well, yeah.
When it comes to this. But we'll just say that what he did was he got carried away in this freaking game, right? And he couldn't step away from the game to go use the bathroom. So he literally peed himself, okay? Now, the funny part about that whole situation was he wasn't live streaming at all. He was recording. He could have hit pause and went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's reminds me of all those old jokes about having little bottles just floating around next to your desk.
Who has not? Is there anybody on this show right now who's not peed in a bottle at their desk? At least once in their life.
No.
I
don't think so.
No, some of us are
See,
civilized.
this shows my dedication. I did a
I mean,
show.
if you've got a
every
window,
day.
if you've got a window nearby, I mean, if you're Australian, a sink always works. But
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just dedicated to my craft. Okay. I at 2 hours every night.
what you mean? You won't leave the keyboard. I see what you mean. Okay.
Well, I mean, I was doing 8 hours a day of radio at some point, like every single day. My show and other people's shows at one point, and it was like this is getting too much. But
I was on the radio for a short time myself. We would just play like a 10-minute long Pink Floyd song or something. We needed to use the Johns.
Adverts on, yeah, stick your advertising on, or stick your music on or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't want to be a party pooper about all that stuff, you know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, though, like when people, because I learned this stuff, I've been doing this stuff. When it comes to like doing videos on my own and then gaming and then getting into this stuff, like in August we'll be going on 3 years of doing this kind of live stream, and
Wow! Congratulations!
And then
Have a party.
well, then like before that I did gaming solid for 3 years. That from there, and then like with the editing and doing videos and stuff like that, I was doing it before that even, and I don't know how long, but I know it's been well over 9-10 years. And all through this, the one thing that I've learned is freaking people who freaking watch your videos, they really don't give a shit about you. You know what I'm saying? It's like freaking you'll rarely find anybody that leaves a comment freaking that wants to have a real conversation with you. And when they do, freaking they're horrible. I mean, horrible freaking people. They like,
and not to misrepresent those who listen to the show, because the person I'm about to describe is I'm one of these people.
Well,
I don't get on YouTube.
Part of just being passive about it, though. I mean, when we're going to a screen, I don't blame someone necessarily for being completely passive. Not everybody is up for engaging. I think all of us here probably have engaged with creators in a positive way.
We have, but
Not
we
me.
have a culture.
not me. You guys have been horrible to me, dude.
Rob,
Who do you think I've been talking about? You think I've been talking about like strangers? Shit, you guys are the
Do
ones.
you want to be tracked? But do you want to be tracked? I don't sign into YouTube unless I want to say something to my YouTube personally, to my account. If I'm just willy-nilly, I will never sign into YouTube ever. I don't want them tracking my stuff, because sometimes, like, I need noise to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I mean, I'll have my earbuds in my ear all the time. I've got something playing on YouTube. Sometimes when I'll wake up and the video stopped, I'll press play again and repeat. And sometimes I've done that 4 or 5 times one night. Next thing I know, I've got YouTube up my butt saying, "Are you a bot? You need to sign in." So that we look at the bot. At that point, I just restart my phone because.